I'm having reboot fever, and the only prescription is more Resident Evil. Me too. I'm so happy you decided to greenlight this. My reboot stamp is getting dull, we're making so many. They can't fail. So what are we rebooting next? Resident Evil 4? Even better. 0. We're rebooting nothing. Oh, no. Resident Evil 0. Which one was that again? The one with the leeches. I approve that? Unless you were asking for a Coke Zero. But what about Resident Evil 4? Well, you said work on this, then Resident Evil 4. I have to stop drinking. This isn't the one with the long-haired opera singer who impossibly turns leeches into humanoid shapes by singing opera, is it? You have played it. The one that kinda doesn't make sense because in Resident Evil 1, Rebecca can't even kill a hunter, but in this one, the prequel, she defeats hunters and tyrants all on her own. You remember a lot more than I gave you credit for, sir. But this is more of a Final Fantasy VII complete revamp than a Resident Evil 2 loving remake, right? Please say yes. Yes. Oh, thank God. Oh, sorry. I just thought you wanted me to say yes. It's no. At least tell me you fixed the story issues. Like Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake both revamped their stories a lot, took out pointless backtracking stuff like that. No, sir. We turned them up to 0. Can I get a drink in here? That long-haired opera singer you love that gives more of a Parasite Eve Final Fantasy vibe than Resident Evil? Check. Completely contrived scenarios where 2 people have to turn cranks or whatever? Check. You know contrived is bad, right? No, sir. Contrived means planned. I'm gonna lose my job. We kept so much stuff, like forming Molotov cocktails by picking up bottles, then fuel, and then having a whole environment covered in bottles, but not letting you pick any of them up. You kept that. And we kept the awkward throwing animation, so when you're throwing the bottles, it's tough to hit anything. Because, well, it's survival horror. I mean, you can't make things too easy. Well, there's a difference between easy and unfair. Speaking of unfair, we decided to keep the static camera angles with monsters that you just can't see. Okay, that's suspenseful and cinematic. And while you're standing there, we kept the AI the same, so that your partner would be unloading all your ammo while you're busy thinking about where to aim at that off-screen zombie. I'm starting to remember. Monkeys? Oh yes, our favorite unfair off-screen enemy that attacks you till you die no matter what, because they're bullet sponges. And don't forget the leech monsters. I'm really trying to, though. What about inventory management? I remember there weren't any item boxes, but you could drop anything you want at any time, which honestly led to a lot of backtracking. Did you improve that? We turned them up to 0. What does that mean? Well, we didn't change it at all. Oh. I guess that makes sense. We want people to enter a new environment not knowing they need something until they're so far away from the items they dropped, it's a huge pain in the ass to get again. Oh, right. I remember I made the mistake of overwriting my saves, and then I lost all my health getting through a monkey section, and then I had to backtrack but had no health, so I kept dying and had to start over. You got to play it again? Lucky. We also changed the buttons around, just for kicks. What do you mean? Well, you know how in Resident Evil 1 and 2 and 3, square was always run and triangle opened your inventory? Uh-huh. Well, we thought it would be scarier if we switched it up, screw up your muscle memory. That is scarier. So now circle is run and square is inventory, so if you're used to Resident Evil controls at all, you're gonna be opening the inventory by accident a lot. But you can customize the controls. We thought about it, but then we'd have to design a whole new screen. Okay. I'm starting to really feel nauseous now. I can't really remember the bosses. It had creative boss designs at least, right? We turned them up? Don't say it. Yes, they're very creative. Whew. So creative, like a scorpion, but big. And you didn't change that? No, sir. We kept it exactly the same. We also have a centipede, but it's big. How'd you know? Those aren't really scary though, are they? They're just big animals. Oh, you forget, sir. We also have bats. So it has to be scary. It's all rushing back to me like acid through an acid factory, and the goggles do nothing. We've also got a big leech boss, and brought back everyone's favorite, Tyrant. Oh right, he's in this too. How'd you mess that up? I mean, reboot him. We kept him exactly the same. Don't mess with success, I guess. I'm sorry, but is there anything good in this remake? Hey, don't be mean. I worked hard on this. You did. Ish. So, is that a no? Well, we kept the graphics, so that's good. Oh, great. The graphics in Resident Evil 0 were actually fantastic. One good thing. Been my motto since I was a boy. Wait, who hired you? Gotta go.